Hey guys, we're back. I guess I should sound more excited about it. We're back.
We're still here.
We're still here.
Hey guys, we're still here.
Hey guys, we're still here. So there was a couple of weeks in there where we didn't do a video because we had been in marathon, and I've seen that. So there wasn't much to do there.
Yeah, I spent quite a bit of time working and trying to replenish our funds. And there just wasn't a whole lot going on. And you guys have been there, done that already. And we didn't want to bore you with a lot of the same kind of mundane stuff over and over again. So we took a few weeks and just focused on working and planning our next move. So
we did a couple of weeks ago leave for the Bahamas. Oh, weren't we in such a good mood then?
That was a great day. Yeah.
That was
the day that we finally let loose of the mooring ball and marathon and cut ties there because we had been there for 4 months. And although it was nice and we did do a lot of great things, but it was never our intent to stay that long because we need to keep moving. But we finally reached that day where we were able to loose the mooring ball and head out.
And that day would start a 2-week adventure, I guess would be the right term. To a 2-week emotional roller coaster where we would be pushed to our limits. We would be emotionally pushed to our limits. We were ready to sell Flo, take her into deep water and make her go away.
We weighed a lot of different options. Let's be honest, Flo can be a little bit of a see you next Tuesday, if you know what I mean.
We would be literally pushed to our breaking points. More than one occasion. This will be a multi-part series. I'm sorry. But it just over and over slapped us in the face. So it starts with a beautiful, calm evening the night before we left and a beautiful, calm day, which would ultimately end badly for us.
And in disappointment, as so many, many days have.
As so many, many days have.
Flipping on the nav instruments. Boom. Alright guys, in spite of a couple of minor setbacks, we are on our way today. We are headed to the Bahamas.
I don't believe it. But the engine's running. We're about to slip lines, give up our ball, so we have nowhere else to go but the Bahamas now. We can't afford to go anywhere else but the Bahamas.
That's right. Yep, the dogs took the last of our pennies.
Penny took our pennies.
Here we go. That was our ball, right back there for 4 months. That was our home for 4 months. Saying goodbye to Marathon. We'll see you later.
able to be back behind the wheel.
Oh man, it's awkward.
Oh yeah, you don't need my steps there.
No, that's okay. I got it out of the way.
I can't believe we're finally underway. Again.
We're getting some diesel.
Right. That's about normal for us.
Actually, that's really good for us sailing.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good. You can't be on a schedule when you're sailing, guys. It is just after 3 p.m. and we are finally off the fuel dock. We are now headed out officially to the Bahamas. And we're going to cut up to Rodriguez Key, where we stayed in Key Largo, and then across from there to Bimini. The winds should be working in our favor, but everything is looking good so far. The weather is gorgeous and we've seen a lot of boats coming and going, so I think that's a good sign. Maybe we're in for a nice sail today.
Alright, so I took the first shift 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. We got off the fuel dock like right at 3. I feel like we were hoping to get off way early in the morning, and we just kept running into stuff to do all day long. So when we finally actually left, it was 3. The winds have been kind of on our nose, as you can see. So we've been motoring the whole way. Beautiful, beautiful sunset. Beautiful day. A little bit of a haze. You can see like some orange clouds and stuff like that. Yeah. We knew the first shift was going to be pretty bad. Sea state. I know, not pretty bad. It was very, very mild. It was like 3-foot waves, which is very, very mild. There was like a short swell that would come in, a short period swell that would come in, I don't know, every 5 minutes or so, and that would roll the boat pretty hard, throw stuff around downstairs. But in between those sets, and I guess they're like every 2 minutes, in between those sets, it wasn't horrible. And it is supposed to progressively get better throughout the evening. So Misha's shift should see a decline in both wave height and swell. And then by the time I take shift again, it should be better. I have a couple of little things that I need to go secure, just that because the boat rolled so much, we have found some loose items. So, and yeah, it was pretty uneventful 3 hours. I'll see you guys in 3.
So I just finished up my first shift, and it is now just after 9 p.m. And things are going pretty well. It was pretty uneventful. It's a little bit rolly out. There's a big swell, so it kind of gets a little bit gnarly from time to time, but it seems to be calming down a little bit. I adjusted my heading to about 070. I had to go a little bit farther offshore to avoid some crab pots because there were a lot in the area, and as it gets darker, it's impossible to see them. So I went a little farther offshore, and that seems to have done the trick. Either that, or I'm just not seeing them anymore because it's dark. Either way, it was good for me. But I think we're in the clear here. Our depth is hanging right around between 17 and 20 feet here. And I'm going to have some dinner and try and get some shut-eye while Cade takes over, and then I'll take over again in a few hours.
All right, well, I just finished my second shift. So we've been at it for 9 hours now. Some was also pretty uneventful. Nothing big to report. The winds have picked up a little. They're still right on the nose. It is what it is. They weren't forecast to pick up. And when I say pick up, they, like an extra couple of knots. So not a big deal. Misha got a little sleep on her downtime, and she's taken over. The moon is out, and it's very, very bright. So, and it lights up the cockpit. I mean, obviously our eyes are used to the dark. It doesn't show on the GoPro, but it lights up the cockpit. It's very nice. Seas have calmed down a little. It still gets these swells that are really rolly and pitch the boat forward, back, and left and right. But the occurrence of those, the frequency of those, has gotten less. So, yeah, it's not bad. We both had a tuna fish sandwich at the start of last shift. So I'm freezing. I'm gonna go put on my jacket, and then I'm gonna close my eyes for a little while Misha does her thing.
It's about 3 a.m. and I'm just coming off my second shift, and there's not a whole lot to report. We're starting to curve a little bit more to the north, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Curving a
that
little
sounds
bit
about
more
right.
to the north, because we're kind of hugging the coast a little bit before we cut over. So we haven't started to cut across to Bimini just yet. But the water's pretty calm, and I'm tired now. We don't tend to sleep very well when we're on shift, so I'm gonna go close my eyes for a few minutes and try and get some rest. See you guys in the morning.
Well, we were motoring directly into the wind, and all of a sudden the engine died. Looks like it lost all its oil. I'm assuming rear main seal or something to that effect. We're adrift right now. Winds are light and variable. We could put up the sails, but there's no point in keeping going. So there's an anchorage right here next to us that we are drifting towards. We're just gonna wait till we get close to that anchorage and drop the anchor. We're in Key Largo, just south of Rodriguez Key. Yeah, we'll see. If it is a rear main seal, we are definitely not going to the Bahamas.
Let's see. Where do I start? So last night at about 4 in the morning, our engine quit on us, and there was oil in the bilge. We're still not sure what is going on with it, but we are unable to continue. We drifted for about 2.5 hours into an anchorage. Thankfully, the winds took us into an actual anchorage. And if you look right there, where that boat is passing in front of right now, that's Rodriguez Key, where we anchored up on the way down to Marathon. I don't know if you can tell, but there are several boats anchored out there right now. Looks like we might get some rain. We're gonna be here tonight, try to regroup and figure out how we're gonna continue, if we're gonna continue. And then tomorrow we are going to head south again and try to get back to Marathon. We know we can stay there. There's a good anchorage. We've got friends there and access to a vehicle, and there are supplies there. So today we don't know what the future holds. We're kind of playing it day by day. What we know right now is that tomorrow we're going to head south once again from Key Largo area down to Marathon, and we'll go from there.